Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are continuing our week-long look at the Funko Pop Retro Toys Transformer line. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, and this is technically day 4 on a Thursday. Well, at least that is when I'm reviewing this. I'm not sure when it is that you're watching it. But anyway, tonight we are going to be taking a look at the Target exclusive Starscream. Yes, Starscream made it into the line as an exclusive from Target, and I think this is going to be a really awesome pop to look at. So let's jump right in and look at the box. Starting with the top, you see Pop Retro Toys here. You have Transformers and a Decepticon logo because he is evil. You have number 27. You have Starscream there. You have only at Target. You have Starscream. He's a vinyl figure, figurine el vinil and figura del vanil. I don't know. Guy at work told me how to say it. I can't say it. I just like to butcher it as a running gag. Lots of warnings here on the bottom. You can see Starscream in the box there. On the side of the box, you have Pop Retro Toys, Starscream number 27, Starscream's head at the bottom. On this side of the box, you have Pop Retro Toys, a nice figure of what Starscream will look like out of the box. Starscream, he is number 27 again. On the top of the box, you just have Pop Retro Toys and his head and Funko. And on the bottom, you have words and barcodes and stuff that we're not interested in. And finally, on the back of the box, we can see all the figures in this line, except for obviously Starscream, because he's an exclusive. Start at the top, you have Pop Retro Toys and a nice battle scene, number 27 in the right-hand corner. You can see the Decepticon Transformers logo there. Starscream over here on the side. You can see the other Pops in the line, Optimus, Bumblebee, Megatron, Jazz, and Soundwave. And on the bottom, you get a few more credits for the box, and that is pretty much it for the box. So turning this guy around, that is him in the box. No one wants to see Starscream in the box. I know I don't. So let's get him out and see what he can do. And here we have Starscream out of the box. And out of the box, he stands at approximately 5 inches tall, and he is a good combination of the G1 cartoon and toy. Now, I know these are supposed to be based on the retro toys, but taking a look at this Starscream, I can't see that he's completely based on the toy. I say that as we bring him a little closer to the camera, you can see his head is basically this big black blot, which is cool. It's always been that way, whether it be the cartoon or the toy. But his face is silver. He has some nice red eyes and a nice silver mouth, nice long silver nose. But on the toy itself, he had a black face and his eyes were kind of yellowish gold. So that's a big difference and an indicator that this is based more on the cartoon than it is the toy. Has some nice vents molded into the side of his head, so that's pretty neat. And if we come down to his body, we'll zoom in here, and you can see it's a lot of airplane and jet pieces. You have some cockpit pieces right here in his center chest. You can see the gold, which is usually forms the color of the cockpit, but for some reason it's like in strips, and I've never seen that on the toy or on the cartoon, so that's kind of strange. He has some like thrusters here in his chest. They're black, and mostly his chest is red. You have some nice white shoulders coming down to some blue forearms and fists. That is cool. You can see his null rays on the side of his arms. That's how they're supposed to look. I like that they gave him those weapons. Coming down to his midsection, he has red still, and coming down to some like white legs. These would be some sticker details, so that's pretty neat. Got some yellow arrows with a red line going down the center, so that's cool. And if you look at him, he is actually holding this huge silver gun with a black scope, and that is very telling of that he is holding Megatron. So that is cool. You can see his wings here have the red stripe down. I wonder if they have the Decepticon. Oh, they do. If you look back behind there, they do have the Decepticon logo. And on both sides. Now, technically, his Decepticon logo is supposed to be facing upside down because that kind of lets the people know that he's a treacherous Decepticon. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So on the side of him, you got a little bit of blue fin detail here, and on the back, you can see the other side of the wings, and you can see the actual tip of the cockpit right here, which would normally hang off the back of his head if this was based on the G1 toy. Some red here, some more white plastic here, and some blues for his heels. So that is pretty neat, and that is what Starscream looks like. Everyone knows a pop only has one point of articulation, and that is going to be his head. So taking this little fella up, you can see his head can go around 360 degrees, and that is pretty nice right there. So cool. Okay, so gone through his articulation. Let's see if we can get some comparisons out here. And normally for comparison, I would like to start off with the G1 toy that the pop is actually based on, but unfortunately I do not have a G1 Starscream, so the best I can do is to put this picture right here on the screen that looks exactly like the G1 Starscream. Now this particular Starscream is a reissue that Walmart put out last year, I think. And you can see he actually comes with the Megatron gun. So I can see that maybe this was the inspiration for the pop. It is basically classic Starscream. Starting at the head, you can see on the toy that the head was black and he had a little bit of gold eyes in there. He did have the fins on the side of his head, but they were the same color as the canopy, which was like a white color instead of the black color like we have on the pop here. And you can see the chest is different. I want to say the original toy's cockpit was yellow, but this one is kind of clear. But you can see on the legs, the sticker detail is pretty much the same, coming down to the little arrows on the feet. And the null rays on the toy, you can see on the side, are a lot thicker than they are on the pop. So I think the design is differently cartoon inspired. All right, moving on to some actual pops in the line. Here he is with Optimus Prime, and they were pretty much the same height, and I think they are still pretty much the same height. Optimus may have him beat by just a hair, so that is pretty neat. Okay, come on Optimus, get out of there. Next, here he is with fellow Decepticon Soundwave. So it's neat seeing these two together. Yeah, the big two, well, kind of the big two Decepticons after Megatron, of course, and that's pretty neat. And speaking of Megatron, we have to bring him in. Starscream, you have failed me again. I just got here. Shut up. So, yeah, here you are. So we can put these, put him here, and then let's bring Soundwave in. So, yay. That's cool comparison. Those are some nice Decepticon pops. And I just hate it that Soundwave has yellow eyes instead of red eyes. I'm thinking of painting them, but I don't really want to mess it up. My paint on the Optimus pop didn't go over too well, so I'll just have to leave it as is. And those are your comparisons. Moving on. And this has been the Target exclusive Funko Pop Retro Toys Transformers Starscream. And I am very, very happy to have this guy. And I was excited when I found him. They did a real good job with Starscream. And you gotta have the number 2 bad guy for the Decepticons if you're going to do a line of anything. Like Starscream's just a must-have, just like Soundwave and Megatron. So those are your big 3. You just got to have those if you're going to do Decepticons. You'll throw Shockwave in there later, but definitely have to have these guys. And since you have Starscream, it would be so easy to do repaints of him to come up with a Thundercracker and a Skywarp, and I was looking around hoping that those would be exclusive somewhere else, but I haven't found them. But maybe down the line they'll be able to pop those out. So get it? Pop those out. Get it? It's a pun. But anyway, like I said, I found this guy at Target, and he was for like 10 to 12 bucks. So if you're looking for him, I'd start there. So that's the review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, keep playing.
Robots in disguise, the Transformers.